You're listening to KCXU LP 92.7 FM on your dial in San Jose, California. Welcome to KCXU LP 92.7 on your dial. We're having an interview with Barbra Ann Wagner from Gonzales, and she'll be having an event on the 19th of August, 2021 in downtown San Jose at Level Up at 409 South 2nd Street. So welcome Robert Wagner and Barbra Ann to this interview on KCXU.
Hi.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So, first of all, let's start the interview about how old were you, Barbara, when you started your singing career?
Well, when I started singing in front of people, I was at the age of 3, and I was singing at the American Legions here in California, Monterey County. And I also was staying at Pajaro Grill, and those are the kind of places I started.
Wow. Well, 3 years old. Do you remember doing that at 3 years old?
Yes, I do. I remember the first day I asked my dad if I could just sing because he had a band practice, and because he's a drummer, and he's my drummer too. And I just remember asking him one day if I could sing, and he's like, yeah, sure. And so he was actually teaching me drums, but once he heard my voice, he said, no, we're going to work with that. And ever since, the rest of it has been history.
Yep.
So you're not playing drums, Barbara, but you're singing.
Yes, I'm singing. I still play a little drums, but it's not my main path.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. You tell me what events you have played recently so our audience knows where you have played. I think starting off at Plays at School. Have you sang there recently, or what events have you recently gone to, and what songs are you singing?
Well, recently it's been kind of hard to do performing, especially with COVID and stuff like that, so I haven't been really doing anything theatrical with the school. But some performances that I have done recently have been at the American Legion in Prudendale and Salinas, California. I sang at Portobello's in Salinas, California. Let's see, at Fisherman's Wharf. Oh my goodness, I've been doing a whole bunch of performances there. And yeah, it's been pretty fun. We were pretty blessed to be able to still continue to do some performances, even though we've been having to deal with COVID and everything.
That's correct. Yeah, all musicians, really. I mean, even going to
right.
baseball and football events professionally, or even regional or high school or college. So, out of personally that your mother, Rianne Wagner,
it's multiple sclerosis.
Yeah. So I guess you got. Are you involved in helping taking care of her, or?
Yes, I am.
I see.
We're trying to help her get better and still continue fighting on, but she definitely is a fighter, and there's not really much work to put into it. I mean, she kind of does everything on her own, and she's still fighting and trying to be independent. But, of course, there is certain things that you have to do.
Mm-hmm. So when did she get the disease?
When she was 19. So she's had it practically her whole life.
I see. So, but she was 19 when she had you?
No, she wasn't 19 when she had me, but that's when she was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis.
I see. And it really started to affect the family and you How old were you?
Well, no, I wasn't born yet. She had me when she was, 40, in her 40s.
Uh-huh.
So it's kind of a big gap between when she was diagnosed and when I was born.
I see. I guess your dad had a part in this.
Well, yeah, I married her, and I knew what she had, and what I loved about her is the fight in her and not giving up. And I actually met her at Gold's Gym in Salinas, California.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually have a funny story if you want to hear it.
Sure.
Well,
I think our audience would like to hear it. Yes.
Okay. Well, what ended up happening is back in those days, I had my personal training business over at Gold's Gym in Salinas, and I saw my wife, which I didn't know she was going to be my wife then, especially as I continue on the story, you'll see why. But anyway, first of all, she had a wedding ring on, so she was already married at the time. But I saw her come in, and she was doing an exercise wrong, and so I figured, well, maybe she needs some help and maybe a possible client or something. So I approached her and I said, "Excuse me, ma'am." I said, "My name's Robert Wagner. I'm a personal trainer, certified and everything. Got college behind me and whatnot. And if you need any help or anything, let me know. I'm noticing you're doing this exercise, but if you don't mind, I can help you, do it better. It would benefit you better." And she said, "Sure." And then I said, "Well, can I ask you a personal question?" And she said, "Sure." And I said, did maybe you get in a car accident or something, and you're trying to rehab your hip?" Because she was using the hip flexor machine for adductors, and she what I thought she said is no, I let's see how'd it go.
It's okay.
No. She what I thought she said is, "No, I have PMS." I thought she was joking with me. I thought she was, wisecracking. And so I started laughing. Of course, that was a pretty good joke there. And then here I am, big old dummy, laughing in her face, and I could tell I hurt her feelings.
Aww.
And I go, "Uh-oh, I'm screwing up here." So I said, now wait a minute. You did say you had PMS, right? And then she comes back, and I remember I'm just meeting her for the first time. She goes, "No, dummy, I said MS."
Well.
So anyway, she was going through a divorce, and one thing led to years.
Mm-hmm.
I trained her for free from there on. I felt so bad. So then she was going through divorce, and later on we got married, and the rest is history.
And
until Barbra Ann showed up.
And Barbra Ann came out.
Yeah, Barbra Ann, and I got a whole story for Barbra Ann if you want to hear about that.
Okay, if you want, yes, please.
Okay.
Your daughter.
Well,
by
some
the
people
way,
could probably benefit.
By the way, Barbara, let me interrupt here before your dad tells his story of you. How old are you currently right now?
I am 15 right now.
And when are you 16?
In April 27th.
All right.
So next year.
Yeah, good. April, good time. It's springtime.
Yep.
Okay, so Robert, tell us the story about Barbra Ann.
Okay. I mean, we're kind of getting personal here over the radio waves, but that's fine. People should know because there's other people in the world, I'm sure, going through the same kind of, tribulation. But see, my wife was married 2 other times before me. Her second husband was real abusive. So my wife got her fallopian tubes tied because she didn't want to have kids with him. because she had kids from her first husband, and he was being abusive to them.
Mm-hmm.
So she didn't want to have any kids with him, and plus she knew she was going to divorce him and whatnot. Well, anyway, so now we're in our marriage about 10 years into it, and my wife kept saying, I wish we could have a kid. I said, well, we're probably going to have to adopt because I know what I was up against and whatnot. I go, but I'll look into seeing if we can have the surgery where you can get it reversed. Well, they wanted a god awful lot of money here in the United States. So I did some research on the computer, and I found a doctor in Rio Bravo, Mexico, that would do it for $2,500 cash. So as I mentioned before, I was a trainer, and I also trained doctors. And I had some star clients that were doctors that I asked, hey, what would you think if I brought my wife down to Mexico to have her her tubes reconnected? And they said, well, we have relatives that go down for dental work to do a great job, but you got to make sure you're going to the right people. So we'll help you. We'll give you a list of questions to ask that doctor down in Rio Bravo, and if he answers them correctly, then I would take her down there. Well, long story short, he answered them correctly. So $2,500 later, and a trip down to Rio Bravo, Mexico. Here's Barbra Ann, like a year and a half after that surgery.
Wow.
So she's just been a miracle child, and miracle to our family, and like my parents, she's their only grandchild.
Uh-huh.
So she's just a miracle to the family and to friends and to the community.
Yeah, you just hearing her sing on The Only Way. I haven't gone to any of her performances, but recently I saw YouTube where I know the musicians in Gilroy that I don't know if they played in Gilroy, but I saw Barbra Ann singing for R.W. Hogg or H.K.
J.J. Hogg?
Yeah,
yeah.
There we go, J.K. Hogg. And
No, J.J. Two J's.
Okay, J.J. Thank you. So,
no problem.
But anyway, that's when I started hearing Barbra, and then I saw these other videos, the national anthem, and I hear that you're going to be upcoming at the Monterey Car Show, or if I said it wrong, you're going to be performing there as well. Where's
yes,
that?
On the 11th.
Yeah, where's that? August 11th. Okay, so what's the name of the event and where is it?
It's called the Little Car Show, and it's going to be in Pacific Grove.
I see.
California, of course.
Yeah, of course, yes. Okay, so you're familiar with that area, obviously. So
yes.
I've been noticing you're really comfortable getting on front of the stage or in front of people. That's not a problem with you. So
No.
tell the audience that not everybody can get in front of the stage, an audience, and sing or even talk. But in your case, you're singing. So how do you feel about when you're singing? Do you have any second thoughts about what you're singing, how people are going to take it, that type of thing? Which I think.
Well,
yeah, I'm listening.
My thoughts on it is I just want to do my best, and hopefully those who are listening will enjoy it, and I can put a smile on their face and bring some joy to some people's lives, because you never know what's going on, in their lives and who's listening. So I just try to make the performance entertaining and fun, and I have fun myself, so I think that's kind of what gets the audience to have fun too, is just knowing that it's just a fun thing and it's to bring joy into people's lives. That's the way that I see it.
Wonderful. hope the crowd will, after this interview, will call you so that way you can perform at their place. It's good medicine, singing.
Yes,
real
definitely.
So what I have gotten 2 songs from your dad, Los Olivos Afternoon, Los Olivos Afternoon, and
Los Olivos Afternoon.
again. Thank you.
It's okay.
Okay, so can you tell me about that song?
Yeah, so the guitar player who plays on the recording and is also the main writer of that song, which I'm a co-writer, I wrote the last verse, but he just had this song written for a decent amount of years, and he just told me that he never really found anyone that he wanted to sing on it, and once he met me, he's like, oh, I want you to sing this song after we did Why Don't You Fly Up to Monterey, which is another original written by him and I. But yeah, so he just wanted me to sing that song, and it's just about the Santa Barbara area of California and those back roads and stuff like that. That's just basically what the song is about, and it's really relaxing to listen to, especially if you're driving.
So is this in Spanish or Mexican or whatever?
No, it's in English.
Okay, good. Okay, well, I mean, good both ways. But I came across a video that you sang in Spanish. Here's this blonde hair. I mean, as young as you are, singing in Spanish. I don't know the name of the song. Maybe you would know, but that
yeah,
I heard it, and it was nice. It would be nice.
Thank you.
Yes, I liked it, and I have a girlfriend who's Spanish, and I have my friends that speak still. Not I mean, I speak okay. Spanglish, I call it. But
yeah.
Yeah, what's the name of that song?
So that song is by Selena, and it's called Tu Solo Tu.
Ah. So how? Give me a few lyrics on the radio, if that's okay.
Okay, let me see. I gotta refresh my mind. I've been working on some original music and stuff like that.
Oh, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. Yes.
Yeah. A little bit of that song. Let's see. Tú solo tú, has llenado de luto mi vida, abriendo una herida en mi corazón. That's just a little part of it. I don't want to give too much away.
Well, while you're singing those words in Spanish, do you know what it means?
I know some of what it means, but the only way that I learned it, I don't know Spanish. I'm not fluent in it or anything. I just kind of guess, but I just learned it by listening to the artist sing it, and that's just how I did it.
Wow.
I know some of the words, but other than that, I'm working on learning the whole meaning of the song.
Well, that's really nice. So really, it's just listening to a song, and it doesn't matter what language. I suspect, you're gifted. If you could just listen to a song, I think I could sing that song, and then you're singing it. Is that?
Yeah, and I do know that it's a love song, and the title of the song is Tu Solo Tu, and I know that means you, only you. So I kind of have the understanding of what the song means, and I've done some research on how that song, like how it was written way back before Selena even started covering it. But I just loved her rendition of it, and I just try to put as much emotion into the song as I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have a friend by the name of Flavio Silva. He's fluent in Spanish because he's from Mexico, and before Barbra Ann, she didn't want to sing it in front of the crowds out there because she doesn't know exactly if she's singing it right and this and that. So we called up our buddy Flavio Silva, and he started crying over the phone. He said, "No, you nailed it. You got the dialect and everything." And so then we knew we had the green light for her to sing it out in public.
Wow, that's really that's good. That's being real courteous to the songwriter and who wrote the song, and I don't
Exactly.
know who wrote the song.
And that's a sad story in itself. It is Selena, what happened to her and whatnot.
Yeah.
So.
Young. Yes.
Yes.
So, talking about life in itself, Barbra Ann, I mean, you're just 15, going to be 16. Just some advice, which you have your dad, wonderful dad, I'm very, very sure.
Yes.
About life. What do you think about death, and what kind of like, I guess, I didn't think of these things when I was your age, really, other than people passing away that were older. So, but do you have a philosophy of life at this time, at your age?
I do, and really, the whole reason why I've been doing my singing career and doing everything else that I'm doing is just to honor God, because I know that He's the one who blessed me with the gift of a voice, and I want to use it to bring Him glory and to bring others to know about God. And I always try to bring our Heavenly Father into my conversations with people, so I'm kind of glad that you asked me this question.
Oh.
But yeah, I just live my life to honor God, and I'm just so blessed with everything that He's given me, and He's given so many other people amazing talents and gifts and blessings like that too. So I'm honored to share His word and talk about Him.
Good. So I guess you do sing gospel, I guess, at the church.
Yes, I do lead worship at certain churches sometimes and stuff like that. One of the churches that I mainly sing at is Freedom Church in Salinas, California.
Is that?
And it's an awesome little church, and they're just growing and doing great work. So I'm honored to be leading worship on Sundays.
Oh, nice, nice. So out of your recording, or just like you sang in Spanish, do you have any songs right off the bat that you like in your gospel singing?
Yes, I have a couple. Definitely one of my favorites to sing, and I think a lot of people love this song too. It's called Graves into Gardens. And also another song is Waymaker.
Oh, tell me about a more native. So tell me about Waymaker.
Well, that song's just about how God is a waymaker, and He, like some of the lyrics is waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper. That's kind of what the song is about, is just singing about how God is a miracle worker, and He's going to make ways for people to get through any tribulation or hard times, because obviously life can definitely throw you a lot of punches and stuff like that, but that song's just kind of about reminding us that God is always there for us, and He's right by our side helping us.
So can you sing part of that song to our audience?
Yeah, sure. Some of it goes, Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. Oh, waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. That's just a little part of it, the chorus.
Nice, nice. So, getting back to the songs, I'd like to play for our audience Los Salvos.
California hills, just north the Santa Barbara. On a clear day, the air stands so still. On a clear day, the air stands so still. This place so far away from my home makes me think about you. It must remind me of a place I've known. It must remind me of a place I've known. Driving down these back roads is where I get a sense of relief, knowing that tomorrow has so much more good to bring, has so much more good to bring.
The second song, Why Don't You Fly to Monterey? So can you
Why
tell
don't you
us
fly
about...
up to Monterey? Yeah, that song is just about Monterey. It's kind of says it in the title. It's just about how beautiful Monterey is, and the song kind of talks about someone traveling from another place to come see the singer, which would be me, I guess, in Monterey, and that they would be, hanging out together and being at the beach and enjoying the waves and Cannery Row and Fisherman's Wharf and stuff like that. And so that's basically, the aquarium. That you'll hear some lyrics in that song about all that. But yeah, that's just basically what Why Don't You Fly Up to Monterey is.
Why don't you fly up to Monterey? You could spend the day, and we could sit and watch the waves underneath the eucalyptus tree by the sea. Only takes an hour from LA. Have room if you decide to stay, and we could sit and watch the waves, Cannery Row and the aquarium in the California sun. Why don't you fly up to Monterey? You could spend the day, and we could sit and watch the waves underneath the eucalyptus tree by the sea. Why don't you fly up to Monterey?
Currently, you are living in Gonzales.
Yes.
Is there some place you would like to live that you have gone to? Probably Monterey.
Well, no, actually, it'd be a different state. Missouri is kind of where we'd like to move to and are actually planning on going when it's the right time.
Yes. Why don't I ask you, Barbara, is there something that you would like to let our community listener know about this performance that you're coming to downtown San Jose on the 19th of August at Level Up at 409 South 2nd Street. So who's going to be with you? And it'll be solo, I know that part, but I put down on your flyer Barbra Ann Wagner, and I have the band Sage. So can you tell when you come and perform what to expect?
Yeah, so God willing, because there's already been a couple members of the band that aren't going to be able to make it on the 19th, but the guitar player, Robbie Thompson, is going to be there. Keyboards, Alan Douglas. On bass, it'll be Pete Wise.
Project that KCXU is doing is called soundunites.com. And the project basically is to allow any musician or musicians or poet to have a voice and a place to do it at Level Up in downtown San Jose. And we help promote musicians, like we're trying to help promote you and the band through interviews, which we're having right now, and playing your music. And I recall, my question was, I hear that you and others are recording an album.
Yes.
Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, of course. So the people that I already mentioned that are going to be there for the gig on the 19th, they were the musicians on the album. And, of course, my dad's the drummer, and he's going to be there on the 19th, too.
And we're trying to get Bill Coons up there.
And we're also trying to get Bill Coons, the writer of Los Olivas Afternoon, and Why Don't You Fly Up to Monterey to get there, too, up there in San Jose for that gig.
And that's a separate album.
Yeah, and those songs are different from the album that we're doing right now. But, yeah, and, another musician, another keyboardist that's going to be on the album that we're recording right now, which is all original, so it's going to be all original music. Another musician that was doing keyboards is Steve Blum, and he might be attending for the 19th, too. I'm not exactly sure on that one yet, but I sure do hope he comes. I hope everyone who was working on the album would be able to come, but the spearheader of the album, James Lesage, is not going to be able to make it because of some health issues and doctor's appointments.
Yeah.
But we're going to hopefully be able to carry on without him on this one.
Of course. Yes. So tell what type of music do you sing mostly? I put on the flyer country, I put funk, and what was the other genre that you guys play? Blues or hard rock? Jazz?
Blues and rock. Jazz, really, it's a variety. This album is a variety of music. Some songs kind of have a jazzy feel. Some songs have some blues and some rock. Some songs are country. Because that's the thing with me. I don't like to just stick to one genre. I like just doing what feels good and what sounds good, too. So that's what this album is, and I think that it has a song on there for everyone listening.
The KCXU 92.7 FM on your dial in the heart of San Jose is reaching out to over 1 million people.
Wow, that's amazing.
And if by chance, also the recordings that we'll be doing at the live event will be broadcasted live on the 19th between 7 and till when you guys end. Usually it ends around 10, and then the crowd will definitely say they want more. They always do.
Aw.
Yeah. No,
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm really excited, and I think the rest of the band's super excited too. And I just want to say something about the album and everyone involved. I love everyone. They're so awesome. We had a great time recording, and I just loved being able to meet up with them every day to work on the album. And it was kind of sad once I knew those meetings weren't going to be happening much anymore. But I'm really excited for this gig on the 19th that we get to come together again and do our originals and just have some fun.
Yes. Just to let you know, I think someone else bought a ticket today.
Oh, awesome.
I think total now is 4 tickets already sold, and they haven't heard this interview, but so listen up, our community of San Jose, Santa Clara. Please go to soundunites.com and select tickets. And tickets you can buy your ticket online. Of course, you could always come to the event and buy tickets there as well. It's outside. It's not inside. And there is refreshments that are sold by Level Up. And, so they have couches outside and tables that you can sit on. It's really, the weather's been really nice to perform outside. So want to hear Barbra Ann Wagner, please come, and the Sage Band, of course. So can you add any other thing, Barbara or Robert?
I have something to add. I have something to add. I've already been questioned on this on Facebook because I've already been letting them know, what you've been promoting for Barbra Ann, and there the questions are, if I buy the ticket, do I is it just for the event, or does it buy me into listening to it on the computer somewhere? People are asking me those kind of questions. If that makes sense, what I just said.
Oh no, we're not selling the recorded. The recording live at the event is given to you, your band, and you use it however way you want. And we'll probably broadcast the music during and also after. So those who were not able to hear the event see the live performance will be able to hear the performance on our radio station. So no, we're not gonna charge the tickets that are sold are 50% of the tickets sold goes to the creative artist. In this case, it will go to Barbra Ann and the Sage Band, and 20% will go to the place where the event will occur at Level Up in downtown San Jose, and 30% will go to KCXU's nonprofit organization. And this project called Sound Unites basically is the money that we have been getting, that 30% of all we've been helping the next band, helping them promote flyers, posters.
Awesome.
So just keep it going, so that way the musicians are heard on our radio and heard outside of our radio station, which would be on demand. And people that are on their phones or computers, they'll have links to that. And it's Spreaker, and we haven't named it yet, so it'll probably be Spreaker /KCXU /Barbra Ann Wagner. And that will be the live recording that anyone can hear anywhere in the world.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. So what do they do? They go on the computer, type in your website, and then you'll show when you're going to be doing this interview and all that kind of thing.
Correct. We're also, after recording the event, it will be on our website. So all they have to do is just click on the link, and they can hear the live performance.
Sweet, yeah. So we could share it on our Facebook page too. That's good.
Great. It's all about networking and staying positive and helping.
Amen. Yeah.
Yeah. We have had the ending, I think. Unless you want to add some more, please do. There's no limit.
You want to tell them about your talent show wins and all that kind of thing? There's the Mid-State Fair, that was big. The Mid-State Fair, but when you were, 9 years old?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Barbra Ann, on your talent shows, which talent shows have you won?
Well, I've won the Mid-State Fair, the Salinas Valley Fair, 2 times.
And we'll let her go back.
Yeah, they won't let me go back anymore. And the big state fair in Fresno. I did that one too, and I was runner-up.
Yes. So, but there's more like American Idol, maybe.
Oh yeah, tell them about all those.
Well, yes, I haven't. Obviously, I haven't won any of the shows. I haven't gone on any yet, but I have definitely auditioned for The Voice, American Idol, America's Got Talent, and I get to the round where you're gonna go and perform live for the celebrities and stuff like that, and I just don't get through to that part, but I'm not really worried about it because there's definitely a lot of other avenues that you can take, and so.
Maybe what I should do.
And you've also volunteered for convalescent homes and things.
Yeah.
For those too.
Yeah, there's been a couple of fundraisers and volunteer gigs that I've done. There's been a ton of volunteers.
Yeah, you've been paying your dues for sure.
But it's definitely worth it, and I think the main goal of my performing anyways is not to benefit myself, but to bring happiness to others listening and get them dancing, hopefully, and stuff like that. So volunteer work is definitely something that I love to do, too.
Yes, hopefully there'll be enough of our audience to show up and support you, Barbra Ann, that help you to come to San Jose from Gonzales and also back and have some money that will help you continue doing what you're doing and move on. Yeah. No expectations. No, and thank you. You're playing, even if one person goes, but you already have 4 tickets sold. And that's
awesome. Yeah, it's exciting.
Yes. Let's see where we can take it, and let's see if you had more time. So, if you don't have time, you can still make a donation, which you already know that 50% goes to the musician artist, as well as 20% to the business, and also you're supporting KCXU, our local radio station.
You're listening to KCXU LP 92.7 FM on your dial in San Jose, California.